Okay, so this just is my own personal opinion in regards to men who supposedly do not like argumentative or women who show too much masculinity. And okay, so basically I saw this live TikTok, and this guy was stating, he's like a dating connoisseur, and he was stating to the women, like, hey, look, guys will not like you if you show too much masculinity. He likes it, like, men like it when women are feminine and when they are not too argumentative. Like, they like a little bit of sassiness, but not too much sassiness. And that is understandable. It's just that the only people who attract those kind of women are men who obviously put on a facade, men who played the role that the women wanted and needed and then decided to be lazy. It was just basically men who put on a good front and then decided to show their true colors. That's the only way you're going to get a woman who is argumentative, and that's the only way how you're going to get a woman who is I guess like too sassy. It's because you were basically misleading them. You were misleading the woman. You were false advertising. You probably on a date, typically within the first 4 dates, you were asking the woman, what do you look for in a man? What is it that, you know, that interests you? What was your ex-boyfriend like? And things of that nature. You were probing so that way you can cut through a lot of the stuff, so that way you can be able to bet her or to just kind of get on her good side, or, you know, get in there and things of that nature. And well, for me, it does take a minute, you know, in order for you to actually get there. But it's just like, you know, that's the things that I have observed when it comes to men. It's really repetitive. Like, you guys do not change from the script. You guys do a lot, and based off of what a lot of women tell me, it's just like, you know, you got, or like, well, tell the world based on their own, you know, like live TikTok, social media posts, whatever. It's just, yeah, the same kind of like, it's almost like interview questions, but, you know, interview questions on a date. And women do it too, but it's just like, a lot of them are not going to play the game. They're going to be like very open and honest with you, unless, you know, they have a mission in which, like, when they're young, well, back in the day when women were young, you know, they just really authentically wanted to date for romance. Right now, it's definitely based off on survival, in romance, but survival primarily. And yeah, so when I hear a guy that's stating some bullshit like, oh, I don't like a woman who is argumentative and sassy, and I'm just like, well, typically the people who are saying that are a bunch of liars who've been putting on a facade and really have are really lazy, have poor work ethic, and are not committed to doing what it is in order to keep the woman happy, in order to keep the woman, you know, satisfied. And so they basically blame it on the woman. And so can you imagine blaming that on a woman before you even actually are qualified to fucking date her or even allowed to date her? Like, you cut yourself off, you cut yourself out of the team or out of the pageant before even, you know, being picked. Like, if anything, that just shows low self-esteem and lack of self-worth. So you already decided for the both of you that you're not worthy to be dating a woman of such caliber, who is supposedly, air quote, too masculine. A woman who more than likely probably wouldn't want you anyway because you sound like a punk ass bitch. Like, yeah, there's a difference between a man that is going to order a woman food based off on, you know, his experience with that restaurant and he wants to make a good impression, versus a dominating man who obviously is just going to pick out whatever he wants to pick out, which is not agreeable to the woman's palate, nor her, you know, maybe not even to her diet, but you force that on her. See, it's that kind of vibe. It's that kind of vibe. Pardon me. Pardon me. But it's just like, yeah, you are just, you know, there's a lot of men that really call themselves out that really can't, you know, keep up. Hit me now, hate me forever, but you love me. Whoa.